Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm in the calf barn right now, checking on the calves once again because the wind has changed direction. So when that happens, I like to come out here and just make sure that the wind isn't blowing onto them. The guys are working at the monoslope barn. Hopefully they will finish up with this steel, putting the steel on the other side today. The other day Ethan got a deer, and I know a lot of you don't see our viewpoints on hunting, and I respect you for that. I personally don't hunt, but my son hunts and he loves it. And yeah, so you guys may have different views about hunting. I respect that and I honor your opinion, but I ask that you respect our opinion about it as well. So Ethan came out here, it was still dark, about 6:30 the other morning, to help me with the calf chores, and he, for some reason, he's always looking off into the distance, and he sees two deer kind of by the pasture way out back. And so when he was done with calf chores, he grabbed his crossbow and headed out there, kind of sneaking out there, and he pretty much waited for 2 hours. They were hanging around by the pasture. There was a buck and a doe. The doe, they both laid down for a while, and he kind of belly crawled close to them, and then the doe actually got up for a bit, and she actually ran into the electric fence and got a poke, which startled the deer. So then the buck got up, but then he ended up laying back down. Ethan just laid there on his belly, and after time they got back up, and when they got up, that's when he got the buck. So he shot it at about 40 yards, and then the buck ran, but it was running in a wheat field, so he could watch it, and it fell not far. So then we went and picked it up, and I actually got a clip of that. Ethan just got a deer, so we're about to go pick it up and see what he got. Got 8 point. How many yards? So the farm is just right over there. He saw them in the corn. Were they in the corn?
Yeah.
He saw them in the corn when he woke up this morning. We did calf chores, and then you just sat out here until he got a time for a good shot. Nice job. All right, let's load them up.
There we go.
So we had some really warm weather. It was in the 70s, and yeah, it was super nice, but it was almost too warm. And it's not very good for the calves, not with their health. So I have a couple calves that aren't feeling 100%, and this one here you can tell is one of them. Well, hey, you want the milk? So number 518 here. Yeah, she doesn't put much weight on that front foot. I don't really know what to do with that shoulder. She's still growing really well, but man, I just don't know what to do because yeah, it's that front shoulder. You can see it's kind of out of joint, and I don't know what she did with it. But she's been like that for several weeks now. She's shortly after she came in here, I noticed she wasn't putting much pressure on that foot. Hey there, girls. Very curious. Just not feeling 100%. And now that it's cold again, you know, that temperature change, weather change is not the greatest for calves, that's for sure. Here's the chicken coop. Kind of have some sad news. I'm selling my chickens. These chickens, I'm not sure how many years old they are. So they're getting older and they're not producing eggs anymore. And I don't know if I've tried some different feed techniques to see if I can get them to see if I could get them to pick up on production, because I'll still get a few eggs, but I wasn't getting enough to sustain us. So now I'm buying eggs, and it doesn't make sense for me to keep the chickens and buy eggs and just have pet chickens. That's not, that was not my purpose for having chickens. So what I'm going to do is I'm getting rid of the chickens for the winter. I've already sold a group of them the other day. Half of them actually. I think there was 7. And I sold them to another family. And hopefully they will lay eggs for them once they get readjusted. Maybe change the feed. I don't know. But that's what I'm hoping. And I will probably end up selling the rest of them maybe next week or so. I don't know. So the plan is I will have no chickens during the winter, and then come spring I will get some. I'm thinking I'm gonna raise some meat birds, but I also want to start another flock of laying hens. So you'll have to stay tuned and see what I actually end up doing. Kind of sad, because I've had chickens for a long time, and now to not have them, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, so that's the update on the chickens. Back at the heifer barn. So the guys are working on getting the last of the steel up. Tomorrow's supposed to be a nasty day.
Alright, we're this far on the steel so far. As you can see, there's a dirty sheet in between there. We had to use the shim to make the gap work. But yeah, this is how far we are. We gotta do this little spot yet, so we'll keep going. We'll show you progress as we're moving along. Some of you might ask why we're using nails. Well, we got them given to us, so we figured we might as well use them, and they're drying corn, so we're getting a lot of, yeah, the sheets were sitting overnight, so they got bees wings on the top, but it's all good, it'll wash off. So what we do is cut steel. This is a wood, they call it a rip blade, and what we do is we turn it backwards. We got a rip blade in there right now going the forward direction for cutting wood. But yeah, all we do is turn the blade backwards, and that's what you saw in this video, cut the steel. So simple solution. A lot of people don't like to do it this way though, because they think it sparks, throws sparks on the new finish or the new paint on the steel. But I don't know, I've never seen that happen with us, so I don't know, it's just an easy way, cheap way of doing it. And make sure you wear earplugs because it's really loud. So.
So we have a couple spare rims. These are for our skid loader, and we bought a couple new tires for it because we seem to go through skid loader tires pretty frequently. And come winter time, it's always nice to have an extra tire already on the rim. So that's what Cindy's going to be working on this afternoon. He's going to be putting a couple new tires on the rims, getting them ready for those emergency times. So sometimes the rims are bent, and we have to check the rims to see if there's a leak. So we just do that with water after he's got air in it. So just pour some water around the bead like this, or around the rim. Look for any bubbles. So we use real cheap grease to seal them with, and that seems to work really well for us. I don't see any leaks here. We'll try the other side. These rims can take a beating, so they're not perfect anymore. Looks good. Alright, 2 new tires on the rims, ready to go for when we need them. What are you working on?
We are working on getting ready to pour some cement. Because this is all temporary feed bunk until we got so much stuff going on.
So you have to pour the curb.
Yeah, the bottom part. I mean, we nailed up wood for the time being, but yeah, now we're setting form. So. Getting ready to pour some cement. So
Awesome.
fun cement more. Nice right here though.
Making your own cement today, huh?
Yeah. People are gonna ask why we don't buy it.
Oh, people have questions. We just have this little area to do. So instead of having the cement truck come in for just a yard, it's not even a yard. What would it be?
1/10 of a yard.
1/10 of a yard.
Can I have a 1/10 of a yard cement truck load?
So they're just gonna whip up a batch of their own. We've got what, 180-degree water? Ground limestone, okay, and then some gravel.
We mix sand and gravel together.
Sand and gravel.
Great. A lot more water with sand. See how little that did?
How many more do we need?
Wow.
Oh wow. About 5 more of those.